the cosmic gift from the Most High, and the research, the tremendous amounts of research being done on melanin. They never told Black people about ourselves. Melanin isn't just a pigment, it's a complex biochemical molecule with profound implications for human biology, evolution, and even research beyond Earth. Scientifically, melanin gives rise to the spectrum of human skin, hair, and eye color through two primary forms: eumelanin, this is eumelanin, dark brown black, and pheomelanin, yellow red, produced by melanin, melanocytes in the epidermis and other tissues. Its presence is deeply tied to protection from ultraviolet radiation, cellular defense, and evolutionary adaptation, especially among populations whose ancestors lived in regions of intense sunlight where higher concentrations of eumelanin offered survival advantages. Across nature, melanin plays protective and adaptive roles in countless organisms, from humans to fungi to insects. Its unique ability to absorb a wide spectrum of electromagnetic radiation, neutralize free radicals, and potentially interact with environmental stresses has made it a subject of scientific inquiry not just on the Earth, but in space biology experiments where microorganisms with melanin are studied for survivability under cosmic radiation. These properties hint at a molecule far more versatile and vital than popularly discussed, tying our biology to fundamental aspects of life's resilience. So let's look at some 10 scientific insights into melanin, the benefits, its unique properties, and its place in creation. One, ultraviolet protection in DNA defense. Melanin's most well established role in humans is absorbing and dissipating UV radiation from sunlight. Eumelanin, the darker form of melanin prevalent in black skin, can dissipate over 99.9% of absorbed UV radiation, reducing DNA damage and protecting against mutations that can lead to skin cancer. So, again, one of the hallmark qualities of melanin is its ability to absorb and dissipate UV radiation from sunlight. Eumelanin, the darker form of melanin prevalent in black skin, can dissipate over 99.9% of absorbed UV radiation, reducing DNA damage and protecting against mutations that can lead to skin cancer. This photoprotective property is one reason darker pigmented skin has historically conferred survival advantages in high UV equatorial regions. Beyond skin cancer risk mitigation, melanin forms a cap over cell nuclei in keratinocytes, skin cells, shielding the genetic material from direct UV exposure. In this biological role, melanin acts almost like a microscopic sunscreen produced by our own bodies, preserving cellular integrity and influencing evolutionary outcomes tied to geographic sunlight exposure patterns. Hair pigmentation and structural resilience. In hair, melanin determines color and contributes to physical properties. Black hair high in eumelanin not only appears darker, but has a distinct structural composition that influences how it reflects light, retains moisture, and responds to environmental stressors such as sun and heat. The concentration and distribution of melanosomes in hair fibers shape its optical and mechanical characteristics. The high eumelanin content in dark hair also plays a protective role by absorbing harmful UV radiation that might otherwise damage the hair shaft's keratin. This added photoprotection can influence hair aging and resilience, connecting pigmentation to functional biology rather than mere appearance. Neuromelanin and brain health. Melanin isn't limited to skin and hair. neuromelanin accumulates in specific neurons within the brain, particularly in the substantia nigra. Though its function is still being elucidated, neuromelanin can bind potentially toxic metals and molecules, suggesting a role in neuroprotection and cellular homeostasis that goes beyond cosmetics. Loss or dysfunction of neuromelanin in these brain regions has been implicated in disorders such as Parkinson's disease, highlighting how melanin's influence reaches deep into cellular and neurological processes, shaping health outcomes and disease susceptibility. Research beyond surface pigmentation shows that internal melanins, dark pigments found deep within body tissues, may protect against oxidative stress, pollutants, and various environmental challenges. These internal roles suggest an evolutionary advantage not just in surface appearance but in systemic physiological resistance. Interestingly, correlations between internal and external melanin levels imply that darker pigmentation may reflect broader biological advantages, raising questions about how pigmentation and health co evolve across different human populations. Melanin isn't unique to humans. Animals use melanin for camouflage, thermal regulation, and UV defense. In birds, dark plumage can help resist abrasive habitats and absorb heat in cold environments, showcasing how pigmentation serves ecological functions across species. In insects and microbes, melanin can play roles in immune defense and environmental stress resistance, revealing how this pigment supports survival in diverse ecological niches. Space biology experiments are testing melanin's potential to protect against cosmic radiation beyond the Earth. Melanized fungi and biomaterials are being studied aboard spacecraft to understand how melanin production affects survival under high levels of ionizing radiation typical of deep space environments. These findings have implications for astronaut health and the development of bio based radiation shields, expanding melanin's relevance from human tissue protection to space exploration technologies. Some radiotropic fungi, organisms that thrive in extreme environments like Chernobyl's reactor walls, utilize melanin in processes akin to radiosynthesis, where radiation supports metabolic activity. This suggests melanin roles may extend into energy absorption and utilization beyond conventional biology. Though not fully understood, these processes hint at melanin as a molecule capable of interacting with radiation in ways that could recalibrate our understanding of biological adaptation and energy conversion in high radiation settings. Scientific research into melanin's optical and electrical properties is uncovering potential applications in technologies like bioelectrics, bioelectronics, and solar energy capture. Melanin's broadband light absorbing characteristics make it an intriguing candidate for materials that mimic natural photon capture. Such studies bridge biology and engineering, suggesting that melanin's unique optical profile could inform sustainable technologies inspired by nature's own solutions to energy and light interaction. In microorganisms, melanin can play a part in virulence and defense, helping pathogens resist environmental stresses such as oxidative damage and immune responses. This underlines melanin's broader biological roles in survival beyond mere pigmentation. Understanding these mechanisms can offer insights into host pathogen interactions and the evolutionary interplay between pigmentation and immunity. Human pigmentation patterns reflect deep evolutionary pressures from climate and sunlight exposure. Darker skin evolved where UV radiation was intense, protecting against folate depletion and skin damage, whereas lighter skin in other environments help balance vitamin D synthesis. This highlights how melanin isn't a superficial trait, but a testament to humanity's adaptation to diverse environments, a biological record of survival shaped by nature and necessity. Melanin is much more than a color giving molecule. It is a multifaceted biomolecule integral to protection, adaptation, and perhaps even life's relationship with the universe. From shielding DNA against UV radiation to potential uses in space biology and material science, its scientific significance touches every corner of biology and beyond. The story of melanin is, at its core, a story of resilience and interconnectedness, a truth worth understanding deeply and celebrating widely. So, there's a lot of scientific advantages and benefits of melanin that goes beyond skin color pigmentation, also to research in space travel and the protection that melanin offers in UV radiation absorption, also in our immune system. So it says here melanin's role in space research and future space technology. They are using melanin coated materials for radiation shielding. NASA has funded development of melanin saturated aerogels, ultralight materials designed to block harmful radiation in space environments, which could protect spacecraft components and habitats. These materials aim to outperform conventional shields by using biological pigments' natural capacity to absorb ionizing radiation. So here they're using melanin in different spacecrafts and different space technology to protect the materials that they're sending out into deep space. Internal space station experiments. Biological samples rich in melanin have been sent into orbit to test how they handle intense cosmic and UV radiation. For example, melanin derived from fungi such as Cryptococcus was exposed to space conditions aboard the ISS, and scientists are analyzing post flight samples to see how well it resists damage and shields underlying materials. Fungi fungi biocomposites surviving in orbit. Recent research shows that fungal melanin integrated into polymer composites can protect those materials from atomic oxygen erosion and radiation in low Earth orbit. After about 6 months of space exposure, melanin-infused biocomposites demonstrated enhanced structural stability compared to controls, a major finding for designing future space habitats from bio-derived materials. Microbial melanin production on board the ISS. The melanized microbes for multiple uses in Space Project MELSP investigated how microgravity affects engineered microbes' ability to produce melanin. Significant because producing protective biomaterials in space could reduce dependence on Earth supplied resources for long missions. Initial findings suggest microgravity alters cellular metabolism, which must be understood if biological manufacturing is to support lunar or Mars outposts. Fundamental astrobiology and radiation defense. Broader NASA and academic experience, such as those focusing on fungal adaptation to radiation, help scientists understand DNA repair and survivability in space. These studies could influence future astronaut protection strategies and life support system design on deep space missions beyond low Earth orbit. Emerging and Earth based applications of melanin, engineered melanin for enhanced radiation protection. A 2025 study in Nature Communications engineered novel melanin materials that dramatically improve protection against Y ray radiation in animal models, suggesting synthetic melanin could become a non toxic alternative to heavy metal shielding for medical and space applications. Selenium enriched melanin nanoparticles. Researchers at Northwestern University developed selenium enriched melanin that offers superior protection against X rays compared to natural melanin. This work hints at future biomaterials that could shield astronauts, medical patients, and electronic systems from harmful radiation more efficiently. Biomimetic shield designs. Academic research explores how naturally radiation resistant organisms inspire next generation shields. These biomimetic approaches Learning from melanin's energy dissipating and radical neutralizing mechanisms could influence the design of lightweight, biologically inspired protection for satellites or human explorers. Radiosynthesis in extreme environment survival. Studies on radiotrophic fungi with high melanin content, such as those found at Chernobyl, suggest that certain organisms not only survive intense radiation but might utilize it, a process called radiosynthesis. NASA has even tested such fungi in orbit, exploring their potential as biotic radiation barriers that might grow in situ and protect habitats without heavy metallic shielding. And the last one, biomaterial innovation on Earth inspired by space melanin research. The interest in melanin's durable optical, thermal, and radiation absorbing properties has led scientists to investigate its use in solar absorbent films, wearable protective fabrics, and biocompatible coatings. Some recent studies focus on melanin thin films for light absorption in solar energy devices, a promising crossover application from space tech to Earth based sustainability. Why these studies matter. Radiation protection for astronauts. Cosmic rays and solar particle events pose a major risk to human health in space. Melanin's natural capacity to absorb and dissipate energetic radiation without toxic heavy metals makes it a promising biological solution in future spacecraft habitats and suits. In space manufacturing, understanding how microbes produce melanin under microgravity could enable on site production of protective materials, cutting down costly and heavy Earth launches. Earth based spin offs, radiation oncology, wearable protection gear, and sustainable biocomposite materials could all benefit from what's learned in space melanin research, covering both fundamental biology and material science. These studies show how melanin's potential beyond pigmentation as a functional biomolecule shaping future technology. So, if you black people had any doubt in the benefits and the blessings of being melanin rich, look at all of this space research in the protection that melanin provides not only to the African race, but also to mankind on Earth and in deep space. You are loved. Hope you have a blessed day. I'm out.